Hello everybody, welcome back to... I'm SJM. Welcome back to TFCR2 episode 24. And this episode is I hate my life right now. Because the road to glass is paved with ass. Or, well, something really, really grindy, stupid. I can't believe that it's making me do this, and I really want to die right now. Not really quit the pack, but just like, why do we have to do this stuff? So to get glass, we kind of looked at it a little bit earlier, and we'll go over it here in a second. So, molten glass. Before we get the smeltery, because the smeltery, it's just sand in the smeltery. Yep, good and fun, not a problem. We use the smeltery cauldron. A little bit of a grind to get that, nothing too bad. Then we put sand, potash, and lime in there, and we'll get a bucket of molten glass out of it. I assume we just throw the smeltery cauldron like on top of our forge here. So not too worried about that. Lime was pretty easy. You can either cook flux rock, and that'll get you lime out of it. Or what I did is, because when I went and dug up all the sand, I ended up with some seashells. So I just put my seashells on my kern, and I got 8 lime. So we're looking to get 8 pieces of glass to start here anyways, and you know, that'll give me 1 piece of glass to put into my smeltery for the seared tank, and then I can make a bunch of panes to get some of my windows going here. Let's go back to molten glass here. So, potash. This is the rabbit hole that is causing the pain that I am experiencing at the moment. So potash you get from a pot with potash. Okay, so how do we get a pot with potash? Well, we cook a pot with ash powder in it, and that will get us our pot with potash. Now that will give us 1 potash. A pot with ash powder takes 4 ash, a pot, and a bucket of water. So, not too bad. Seems kind of grindy. How do we get this ash stuff? Ash we get from heating sawdust, and sawdust we get from harvesting logs using a saw. With a 50% chance to drop a sawdust, so probably we have to chop twice as many logs as we need, and then another 50% chance that the log gets eaten. So 'tis what it is, I guess, right? So now I am just constantly going over, because we're going to need 32 sawdust to make 32 ash to be able to get 8 potash. And so roughly I'm going to have to chop about a full stack, or 64, I guess, technically 2 stacks of logs, in order, on average, to be able to get the amount of sawdust that I need to get on that train. So, kind of doing something here and eliminating some of the grass on my back lawn while I do this, but that's only to kind of keep my mind from just basically completely numbing out and making me want to just, you know, keel over and fall asleep or whatever. So we're kind of almost there, and you can kind of see in the background there I've got a pit kiln going. So I'm cooking up my clay bucket, the pot that I need to make the potash, and a glass block mold. I've already got my glass pane mold from earlier, because I knew I was going to make glass panes for my house, but obviously I forgot that we do need the... Oh, I was hoping that I would get that. 30-second sawdust. Oh, there's the 30-second sawdust. So, just do that. Throw our maple away. I forget where faint red is up here. I don't know that potash is going to do the trick, but I'd better have 4 logs just in case, because we're going to be doing a lot of cooking here now. I'll put 2 to start. And yeah, of course it's not instant. It might be instant once it gets hot enough. But in the interim, let's just pop out and see. Yes, okay. So this is finished. And I'll have a proper clay bucket and my glass block mold and my ceramic pot. So faint red should have been up there somewhere. So obviously this isn't instant by any means of the imagination. And hevia might actually not be a good enough wood. So let's grab oak. I think oak burns hotter than hevia, so we can try it. I guess I could also use the forge to do it. I wonder if that would be a quicker prospect for it. I guess I can only wait until it burns one of those logs. I'll throw this on a quick cut and then we'll come back once I've managed to figure out how to get the ash. Alright, so it did take going to the forge to get our first ash. The oak ended up burning at a lower temperature than the hevia, so I just immediately switched back over to the forge here, and now at least here we can do 5 at a time because it does take quite a while for this stuff to heat up. So huge grind going on here. We'll throw this on a cut and come back there when we've got something, or when we've got enough ash to get towards our potash. And then I'm assuming that yeah, we only need faint red, so we could probably throw our pot with the potash in there in the same forge while we're cooking, and we'll be able to get there. See, this is only faint red 3 stars, then it'll go dark red, and then it'll go bright red, so it takes quite a long time to get all this done. I'll bring you back after the grind is finished. Okay, so we're almost finished with the potash section. Just got to throw this guy in here. This one, the ash powder, the pot into the potash, isn't too bad. Not too horrible to get that changed over. And then it doesn't like oddly stack like the ash does in your inventory because it doesn't have a temperature associated with it. So thank goodness for that. In the meantime, I melted down my copper anvil, so I've got my copper ingots back. And we'll just see. Where did my crucible go? Sometimes. Smeltery structure not found. Okay. I wonder, it's probably not in here, right? Because it's TFC Tech unofficial. So I might have to float over to the wiki here for a minute or two. Just bear with me, we'll do another quick cut. Alrighty, so I guess I'm going to be doing a science experiment here because I can't find anything anywhere telling me how I'm supposed to make glass. So the internet is absolutely useless. The TFC wiki just directs me to a CurseForge page for it. I found the GitHub page for TFC TAC Unofficial. I think, and I'll just show you here in a second after I get this started. So we're just going to try and do this again. I've already tried putting sand alone in a pit kiln and that did not get me glass, but can't hurt at least to try and see if that recipe there will work for getting molten glass. I don't think so because it's not here. It's not in JEI, whereas everything else with the pit kilns for JEI has been in there. So the only thing that kind of bothers me is that I don't see a pit kiln page itself in JEI. Right? Because I've been through this once already. Cleanupping. Found a glass working thing, but that's just for making the bottles, glass bottles. And who knows what that is. Obviously, we would probably need molten glass to work it anyways. So yes, so the only hint I have is that it does say smeltery. So do I need to build, like, and that's just a total catch-22 because we're going to need the seared tank, which takes glass anyways. Material stats. Yeah, I guess if we go to here, we can see it's under heating recipes. So all heating recipes, 38 pages. Yeah, it doesn't show us any of the whatchamacallit, vessel recipes here either. Anyways, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about wasting one of each of those right now just for science to see if that won't work out for us. Other than that, I might have to visit AC Gaming on his Discord to find out what I'm missing here to get towards glass and getting into Tinkers. Maybe I do need to make the entire blast furnace and get into steel first. Not 100% sure. First time playing with TFC and obviously any of its add-ons, so I guess we'll just see how it goes along after that. And hopefully we can get our vegetables up a little bit here and get some more health, because that would be pretty handy. I ran out of sandwiches. They all, well, 6 of them spoiled on me out of the 12 that I had in that vessel to start. 3 hours remaining in our test. So one last jump cut. We'll come back for the big reveal at the end, and that will be it for the episode. Alright, we're back. It's done. And it's empty. Yeah, so that's not the way to do it. I have no clue at this point, so I'm going to have to do something I really hate doing, and that's going on to Discords and asking people for help. I mean, in my mind, I've really... there's been a few times where I've really had to kind of, you know, pay attention to Let's Plays, other people's Let's Plays or something to figure out a concept, but usually it's all pretty straightforward. JEI's Miraculous. There's usually the books that'll help out to figure out how to do things, but in this case, at this point, it might be another case, you know, like with making the cheese there, where it's something just super simple and I'm just completely overlooking it. The high oven will obviously get us glass, but to get high oven bricks, we need the smeltery to start. So again, we're going around in that loop where the dragon's eating its tail. So hope you all enjoyed. I will throw myself a dislike on this one because obviously we should have been prepared for making glass before we even started the episode. So hope to see you all in the next one, and take care.